My name's Victoria, or Tori for short, Victoria Biggs, and I'm 25 years old. So I grew up in Adelaide, in Fitzroy, with mum and dad, and I have four sisters. We grew up with a lot of pets as well, so it was just generally a menagerie. A lot of people, a lot of creatures. I'm the second eldest. My older sister is 2 years older than me. Next one down is, 27, 25, 22, almost 22, and then 20 and 18. Growing up in a big family was challenging because there was just so many people around all the time, and then of course all those people had friends, so there would always be a minimum of 7 people in the house, and then we have the cats and the dogs, and then there's rabbits at some point. So it was a little bit hectic. It's fun in the end, and I think we've all come to a point where we appreciate each other so much, and moving on from high school and into sort of university and trying to find our way with jobs and whatnot, we really need each other's support. So when I was younger, I struggled a little bit with some areas of school, and so one of my teachers earlier on told my parents that I had to go and get my eyes and my ears and my intellect tested, basically. She thought I think it was too difficult for her to deal with a student who was lagging behind. So we did all that, and the results came back saying, oh, she might need glasses, her hearing's fine, she might have dyslexia, but there was never any definitive answers for those. So I felt almost bullied by my primary school teachers because they didn't have time to deal with extra learning requirements, which, I don't know, maybe I didn't have any learning disabilities or anything, I'm sure I didn't, but I just couldn't focus as much in class or whatever. When I went to secondary school, that was a much better school, and they straight away addressed any problems that were there, and I had to do all these extra lunchtime sessions, extracurricular sessions, and that was a lot of fun. So that sort of brought me up to speed, because going from public to private, some things have slipped through the cracks. And then I was fine, and I ended up doing really well in my final year of school. For my future, I'm not totally sure. I knew that I wanted to explore the film industry a little bit, and I thought I'll just try 1 year, see how it goes with the diploma. If I wanted to continue, I can do an associate diploma. Yeah, I'd be quite interested in looking into getting into some film festivals, working and curating the films that go on to film festivals. So, I'm trying to attend as a patron.
My name is Delaney. I am 12 years old. In primary school, when I was in year 4, I got bullied, I think I was 10, when I started getting bullied by a girl. And then it continued all the way from year 6, and then when I went to high school it stopped from there. She started off to be a really great friend, and then she kind of turned on us, kind of thing, and tried to, and that's when she started bullying us. And then, every day I got bullied from the start. I would tell my mum, and she's like, okay, she would leave it at the start, and then since bullying kept going, we ended up talking to the teacher and talking to the principal, and they solved it from there and talked to the girl that was bullying her. Yeah, I just kind of put on a happy face. I didn't really care what she thought about me or my friends. My friends may have, but I still told my mum, and I still talked to the teachers about it. So she got in trouble. I guess she didn't want to get in trouble again, so she kind of stopped it. Yeah, I've got a sister. She was coming in next. We're really close. She is younger. She's actually a lot taller than me, but she is younger by 13 months. We're 30. I have a cousin. She is my cousin, and she lives with us, but she really acts like a sister to me, and me and my sister, we call her our older sister. Yeah, because she's really close to us. Well, she has kind of lived with us for ages now, ever since we were younger. But her mum lived with us too, but her mum went and moved by herself, so now it's just she kind of stuck with us. So now we kind of live together. They're great. I have my mum's side and my dad's side. So it's cool, we kind of get 2 birthdays, 2 Christmases kind of thing. Not so much birthdays, but at Christmas we get we spend the Christmas day with mum, but on a few weeks, 2 weeks or so weeks before actual Christmas, we go over our dad's and we have our own Christmas there with his side of the family. But I had just goals and things I had to do, so this is what I want to be able to do. Yeah, that's a few other things, middle splits, and that's me doing my right leg split, and I can't quite do the left leg split, but that's my goal. This is Ashley Ross, and Maddie Ziegler, and they're my dance inspiration.
My name is Sienna Dunmore Sinclair and I am 11. Well, I play for St Mary's Basketball. I am an under 12s girls and I used to play for Red Bull, but I had to stop because of my injury. I did a jump shot and then I pivoted to turn around and it just kind of collapsed. I tore my Achilles? No, I think it was the thing in front of my Achilles. Yeah, something about my Achilles. And I tore it. I had to do physio for 7 months, my left leg. Well, actually it was both my legs. I was 10. It was last year. I was in physio for about 7 months. I couldn't play for about 7 months. And I was on crutches for about 3.5 weeks. And now I'm still at physio, but my injury has recovered and I'm back on court, so I can play now, but I still can't play Red Bull because it's not, they're worried I cannot. I will do the same thing about it. Yes, I did go to the same school as Delaney. She did have a bit of a problem with some friends and bullying, so I tried to help her as much as I could, but it didn't really work out very good. I got this basketball last year, a couple of months before I got injured. I got it for my birthday, and it's the right size for me for the under 12 girls. We're the best basketball brand you could get, and we do use these ones for rep games, and we sometimes use them for domestic games, but we usually use a different kind of ball for domestic. I'm really close to my family. I love them really a lot, and I'm really close to my sister. We do everything together. We sometimes wear the same clothes. Yeah, I'm really close with Neil. We both like musicals, so we always go see a musical together. I want to be a rep basketball player. That's my dream to be, and I'm working on it. I'm not the best player, but I'm the best player I could be. So I can't do what everyone else can do yet, but I'm working on it, so I could do it in about a year or 2, maybe. We like going to musicals together.
Yeah, we like watching musicals and watching movies.
I think it's really important for people my age and younger and even older, to have close friends that you can tell them everything.
I went in, did an audition, and they said to me, you should start acting, you're a natural.
We like going to musicals together.
Yeah, we like watching musicals and watching movies. We like to go out shopping and just have lunch at a cafe or something with our mum, which is really fun.
We have lots of movie nights at our house, and
we just
really
enjoy that.
Sit on the couch, get a blanket and pillow in case we fall asleep.
And eat food while we watch the movie, which is really fun.
We have a bit of snacks and popcorn.
Yeah, it's really fun. We like to play we play a basketball, and we help each other with the tricks, and we like to get photos, have photos, we muck around kind of thing. We fight a lot, but
we do.
Everyone does, so I don't so much like doing that, but yeah, we do a lot of fun things together.
We like to play sport together, like netball and basketball, because they're both very similar, except dribble, which I don't like. But it works out pretty well because it's practically both the same thing, and I always have to tell Delaney, don't do that.
We fight over a lot of things,
even
just
tiny little
things.
Who wins?
Me.
No, I usually win. I'm the oldest. I win.
You're such a liar.
I win.
Because I'm the strongest. So
I usually win because I'm older. But I really want to go to New York. It would be really fun, I think.
I also want to go to Japan.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'm going to French in year 10 or so.
Not French.
In year 10 because of high school.
I'm going to go.
I'm Carla Rose Birch and I'm 16 years old. My dance career started when I was 3, and I had never seen ballet before or any type of dance, and I went to my mum one day and said, Mum, I want to do ballet. And she didn't really know what to think. She was like, no, you're too young. But after I turned
turned 4 and she let me take classes, and like when you're really little it's just running around in pink, and yeah, and I loved it and I kept on doing it. The ballet school was called Yarra Valley School of Dance, and I was with her until I was 9, and she actually retired, and so I had to find a new ballet school. I moved to a school called Knox School of Dance, and I did it there for 2 years, and I got better and better and better, and I kind of outgrew the class. So I moved schools again to Yatassi School of Dance, and I was only there for a year. And then I got into the Australian Conservatoire of Ballet, which is based here in Richmond. I was there for 3 years, and we do like performances in the Arts Centre. We did Swan Lake and Sleeping Beauty and Capalia when I was there. But the time I was there, I got really badly injured doing ballet. Just over time, because because you have to hold your legs in positions really high and everything, and I pushed myself 5 times because we've moved moved houses a lot. And so I have moved schools lots and had to make new friends over and over again. And I was really nervous leaving school last year, because I had the most amazing friendships. Like, we were all brothers and sisters. And it was like, I knew I could make friends, but I didn't think I'd make as good friends because I was going to a girls' school and most of my friends are boys, and I was like, oh, this is just gonna be too weird. This is like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But I went to school, and the first few days, I didn't have any friends, and I met this one girl who was like, come join our group, which is the group I'm with now. I think it's really important for people like my age and younger and even older, like to have close friends that you can tell them everything. And I've got one friend at the moment, and we are just so inseparable. Getting better, it was very rocky last year when my grandma died, and she was very close and a very big part of our family. And it was very hard last year, and we're only just recovering from that. And yeah, my grandpa's travelling around Australia now on his own, because that's what he wanted to do. But it was really hard because he moved in with us, and it was just a lot of sadness. Yeah, he moved into our beach house, and we are there every weekend. So we were with him every weekend, but he needed us because he was like not in a good way, and he still isn't. But he's travelling around in a motorhome, and he's gotten a lot better because of us. Like, we've kept a really tight bond with him and our family. So my mum, me, Grace, and my stepdad, we're all recovering now, and I think it's brought us closer as a family.
My name's Grace, and I'm 13 years old now. Well, one thing I love is there's so many opportunities when you're a teenager to do things that could help you in your life, like join clubs, do outside of school activities. There's also a lot of hard things like peer pressure, struggles like following the right path, make sure that you stay strong for who you are and not get pushed to the other side of some people go down the wrong path, some people go down the right path. My grandmother passed away, and she was probably the closest person to me in my family. So she was my mentor. I looked up to her. I told her everything. I saw her probably at least twice a week. And when she passed away, it was just what do I do? Who am I going to tell that I achieved something? Who am I going to go to when I need help? And so it's just that getting through, and I guess being a teenager, other teenagers don't really understand what it's like to lose someone that's that close to you. So it's just trying to explain to them, look, I'm not feeling great, maybe I can't do what you need me to do. So it's just always that kind of struggle that you have to keep on going, I guess, keep on going to school, keep on trying, because if you don't, then God knows what will happen. Was she particularly close to you? Yeah. Well, because my sisters dance, my sister didn't get to see anybody much. She was always away. And to make up for that, I guess, weekends when Carla was dancing, I would go stay with her. I started 4 years ago. It's a funny story actually. Carla was the actor and the singer and the dancer, and no one knew I could act. She went for an audition and the person who was taking the audition said, "Do you have a sister? We need a sister in this." Mum said, "Yeah, she has a sister, but she doesn't act." And they said, "Bring her in, we'd like to see her." And so I went in, did an audition, and they said to me, "You should start acting, you're a natural, but we can't give you the role because it's not right, like, we need a different look, blah, blah, blah." But I started, and since then it's just escalated, and got an agent, I do work now, and I think that's like now my drive, as in I act, but there's also the thing where you go for 100 roles and you get one. So all those knockbacks, it does do something to you. It's like, oh, is it even worth me doing it anymore? You learn from every mistake that you make in an audition, and every audition I do, it helps me in life, like different films, getting in different people's lives. It's like playing out other people's lives. I think that's what I like about it the most. She threw it on the roof, Stuart. Darnie Bum threw your ball on the roof. That was my little...
Yeah, definitely complete opposites. I think...
She's sporty, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
I sing, she doesn't.
I was in Beauty and the Beast with a theatre company. I played the lead role of Belle.
I went into a School of the Arts, Singapore, and that's where...
Yeah, definitely complete opposites. I think...
She's sporty, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
I sing, she doesn't. Gracie acts. I do. That's one thing.
I'm TV, you're theatre.
Yep.
So everything...
What else? It's basically everything.
Yeah.
Oh, there would be some things we like. Like, we like food.
Food and culture, we travel.
Yeah, did we travel a lot as a family?
Malaysia and India are two main places. We just came back from Malaysia, actually.
We eat everything. Chilies galore. So Gracie and I went to Steiner ever since we were very little, a Steiner education. So we were in the Yarra Valley and we went to, what's it called?
Crystal Brook.
Little Yarra Steiner School.
Oh, Little Yarra.
I think it's good to have a range because it's very creative. Everyone's really down to earth in the Steiner curriculum.
Steiner for me probably wasn't the best, because I could have learnt a lot more than I have. I went to Reggio, but that was only 1 year. I've been Steiner for 5 years.
Grace has always been a Steiner. I went to mainstream for year 4. It's actually changed once we've gone to Melbourne Girls. You're getting more...
I know, my Steiner side coming out, I guess. Like you see, like, I think that's another issue with Steiner kids are so much nicer than, like, they're very down to earth. They're not all hoity-toity Instagram, like...
Because in the Steiner curriculum, social media is not as accepted in the more stricter schools.
Peer pressure either. No one cares.
Because at Steiner, you weren't allowed phones anywhere. Melbourne Girls, everyone has their phone on their table next to them. Like, it's so strange. But, like, I don't know. It's good to have, like, a mix. I think it's so good that we've had both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I like to perform as well, but mostly in theatre. And I like debating, so a lot of public speaking, mostly, yeah. I think that I grew up in the Philippines and a lot of the lessons had performing arts in it. And when I came to Singapore, my first few years there didn't have any performing arts, and I just found myself missing it. So I was like, I figured out that maybe I did have a passion for performing, yeah. After year 6, I went into a School of the Arts, Singapore, and that's where I majored in theatre for 2 years before moving. Yeah, a lot of performances mostly at school or in front of the school, as well as documentary with my sister and a commercial for Nickelodeon. My most memorable performance was in year 8. I performed in front of the parents as an end of year performance for our theater class, and I just remember being really sick and losing my voice like on the night, so I couldn't talk to anyone, and then I just found myself, you know what, I'm just gonna push it and then I'll just give it all my all, and yeah, it just turned out really well and I was really proud of that moment. Issues at school and at home is mostly stressing. I tend to worry a lot about what could happen, what I might do wrong, what others think of me and my parents think of me. So it just tends to get a little too much time to time. So when all the stress builds up, I kind of have to find a way to just let it all go. I used to have a really set out plan when I was like a few years ago that I would finish high school, go to uni, get a law degree, and then practice as a lawyer. Before that, I wanted to be an actress, and I was so set out on that. I guess now I'm just choosing between the two.
I'm Aisha and I'm 14. I act and I sing. I started performing when I was 11, and I loved being on stage ever since. I went to a singing school at first, and I started joining competitions, and I also joined productions. My latest one was I was in Beauty and the Beast with a theater company. I played the lead role of Belle. No, I wasn't. I was born in the Philippines, and then we moved to Singapore when I was 9, and then we moved to Australia in 2014. Then we moved here. Yeah. When I sang in the competition, I just got compliments and stuff, and I really liked performing, so I just kept doing it and looking for jobs and stuff. And I also did like television stuff, even with my sister, and yeah. I've been in a lot of competitions, so I've gotten like bronze and silver and gold, and I was in my school's Music Quest competition, and I won first place, and I performed in front of this whole school. So come on, let it go, just let it be. Why don't you be you, and I'll be me, and I'll be me. I think just go for your dreams and work hard and stay humble. We like to do almost everything together, I guess, because we're just more comfortable. Well, I'm more comfortable with my big sister with me. Yeah. I kind of drag her along every time. Yeah.
Academics. We've kind of set out that one is better depending in performing arts, because I usually consider her the better singer. I've given her that. And
Thanks.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess she's better at forgiving. I tend to hold a grudge. So, yeah. So when one gets mad, usually she says sorry first. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture.